Hello, everyone here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Alma, Missouri here. We're hopefully going to start planting the winter wheat here this episode. I was, of course, planning on starting there last episode, but our new planter, new planter one. We might still need a new planter, I'd say, but we're going to use it at least for this episode, and then we'll see once we might go from there. And when I say go from there, we might sell it and maybe have to go with something different. Again, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, there's not a whole lot of seeders kind of in that like from 8 meters up to like 20 meter category. There's not a whole lot to choose from here. We go from 8 to 20, and then we don't really need nothing that big, I don't think, on our farm. But with that being said, I think we do have the equipment we could pull something like that with if we had to. Just might want to be a little bit careful about the money here right at the moment here. We do have a decent amount coming in, but we do have quite a bit of money borrowed, or financed, I should say. Financed. I guess technically it's borrowed too, right? Financed on the spinach harvester. So why can I not click on you? Strange. Okay. Fine. I'll get out and walk over. So yeah, anyway, our new seeder here, the Badnar combo system, CS 5000 here, supposedly is supposed to fertilize. I don't know, unless you folks missed something there. I don't see any fertilizer on this. I mean, it looks like it should because it's got 2 tanks, right? But I don't know, maybe I filled something up wrong, or maybe there's like, I know on some of the seeders, sometimes you have the option you can, like change how much the tanks hold, right? While you get more fertilizer, less seed, or more seed, less fertilizer type thing. But I don't see that option on here, one. Unless, I don't think there was an option in the shop, was there? I don't think so. I don't believe there was an option here to, like, change this. No, you can add or remove weight. That shouldn't change that at all. Holds 5,000 liters. Says it holds seed and fertilizer. So there's that, but I don't know. Also, it does not no-till, so worth noting on that one. I'm going to, obviously, between episodes here, we went ahead and tilled the field. Oh, yeah, let's get that folded out here. We're already set on wheat, and we should be good to start planting here. No fertilizer. Again, like I said, I'm not entirely sure this is really an upgrade. Our previous seeder did not fertilize, so in that regards, we're the same. Our previous seeder did no-till, though. At least I'm pretty sure it did, right? Yeah, I believe our previous one no-tilled. Biggest reason, though, for switching out seeders, the previous seeder just was not working with our tractors there. Again, I think there was supposed to be a joint in there that's supposed to be flexible. I'm sure in real life it is, Evan, and Giants probably just missed it here in the game or something. So it does not work well with our equipment. Our tractors don't like it. And we got several different tractors. I tried it with a couple different ones. I didn't try it with the Big Bud. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Big Bud being heavy enough and would have overcome some of the difficulties. But the 8R here in the Ford, which, I mean, the Ford's a good-sized tractor, too. They just were not having it. And, yeah, double-check here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you no-till. Yeah, no previous cultivating or plowing necessary. Or, all the words, no-till. This one does no-till. 8 meters, yeah, same width. That's the only problem with that one. Not really an upgrade. Although it does, well, it says it fertilizes. Let me rephrase that. Is this a mod? Yes, the Badnar is a mod, isn't it? I'm looking at that. Yeah, okay, so. Don't know, Evan. I don't know. I was hoping this one would hold fertilizer, but oh well. I guess other than being 1 meter wider of one, this was definitely not an upgrade to our seeders. Anyway, while we're planting winter wheat, we've got some other work that needs to be done on the farmyard here as well. I want to get some manure going on field 2. And then fields 7 and 8 need to be plowed here as well. Those were our spinach field. Probably going to make those spinach fields again next year. We got to pay off that harvester somehow, right? Just doing 2 fields of spinach, I don't think really pays for that thing. So I think we'll probably do spinach on those same fields. Unless, how do I? Nah, I think we'll probably, I'm just going to keep it on those fields. Again, one of the reasons for that is we had to set up like all custom auto drive routes for it, just to get everything to work. So I kind of like to, just use those same routes again. Otherwise, if we go to a different field I'm going to have to set up routes on whatever field we go to for spinach. When you get a cart that unloads the opposite side as all the other carts, yeah. Causes a bit of a problem. Our John Deere Lightning Scheme tractor here. Not to be confused with electric tractor here, by the way. For anyone that might be thinking this Lightning here means this is an electric tractor, it is not. And I don't know about you folks. Speaking of electric tractors, I think it'll be quite a while before we see like any electric tractors entering the market here. As far as vehicles are concerned, you might be able to get away with that a vehicle, right? How many people are driving, 12 hours a day, right? Or maybe even more. Unlike a tractor, sometimes tractors are working, 8, 10, 12, 16, 20 hours a day sometimes. Yeah, the electric that's not going to cut it when it comes to for an electric tractor. What do you do? Have a fleet of a dozen different tractors? Okay, this one's dead. Go plug this one in, get the next one? I don't think so, right? For the guy that maybe just has a little yard tractor for doing odd tasks around the yard, yeah, maybe an electric tractor might work for that one. But for any sort of field work, nah. It'll be a long time, I'd say, before we see any electric tractors out in the field. Just, yeah, no practical use for them, in my opinion. Now, of course, once things change, then that might, might have to change my opinion on that one. But until, until the tractors can start running, 10 plus hours out in the field, just I don't see that happening. Kind of one of the big differences there between, I would say, electric and gas, or, well, diesel in this case, when it comes to tractors, cars, electric vehicles. Your tractor starts running low on fuel of one. You pull up to the fuel pump, and, 5, 10, 15 minutes later, however long it takes to pump the fuel, you're back out in the field and ready to go for another 8, 10 hours. Or maybe longer, depending on tractor and fuel tank and stuff like that. Electric vehicle, on the other hand, well, that you're going to have to go find an electric charging station, and then that vehicle's going to have to sit and charge for hours. Emphasis on hours, right? Sometimes all night. Yeah, my wife was saying, so you're going to need 2 tractors. And I thought, yeah, like I was saying a few moments ago, you're going to need like a whole fleet of them. Because again, if you do have an electric tractor, like how long is that electric tractor going to last, right? It's not like a car that's just tootling down the road. Having a 8-hour tractor like this, 400 horsepower. And depending on what job you're doing, you're putting them 400 ponies to work. And unlike vehicles, too, I can probably guarantee there's not going to be any of that regenerative braking nonsense or any of that other stuff going on here either when it comes to tractors. On tractors, it's going to be hard pulling, pretty much, yeah, constantly. Again, it's probably going to depend on the job, Evan, but you're probably keeping that tractor up in the 70 to 120% horsepower rate, right? And yes, I am aware, by the way, when they do actually have electric tractors out already. I'm just speaking to the practicality of them and then actually having them out in the field, right? So, again, like a John Deere 8R size tractor, just I don't see it happening. Again, a little yard tractor, maybe. But actual farm field working tractor, just no. Okay, well, anyway, I'm not sure how we got on that topic of them, but if you folks haven't clicked that subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. As always, if you like the video, click the thumbs up icon there. And if you'd like to leave a comment, well, leave that down below. Always enjoy reading all your comments, especially if you got something to say about the topic we were just talking about there. Or if you got something to say about this cedar upgrade here. Which, like I said, I'm going to say this probably is not much of an upgrade. And, yeah, not really an upgrade at all, in my opinion, unfortunately. Kind of missed the mark on that one, unfortunately. Well, we almost made it around the field here. I think once we finish this first headland, maybe we'll hop over, get another tractor going here on the plowing job. And then I wanted to set up some auto drive and stuff for spraying manure on field 2 there. I might just throw a hired worker on it, call it good for now, one. I don't know that there's going to be much difference cost-wise. I mean, we're buying the manure anyway. Either the hired worker buys it or we buy it via the truck and tanker, which actually, you know what? We probably, I had a thought, everyone. I was going to set it up with the tanker there, but I don't know if I have to do that. I might be able to set this up with just going to the refill spot itself. Might be worth tinkering around with, just to see what is possible and what we can do here. Again, we have a whole auto drive network set up, so let's see, what do we got? One more headland pass, looks like. Okay, we're just going to leave that tractor right there a minute. And let's go get a tractor on our plow here. Looks like the Big Bud is probably going to be the tractor of choice here. And actually, if I remember correctly, I think that's actually why we bought this tractor here, was to pull this particular plow. And when I say plow, as far as the game is concerned, that's what it is. But this is more of a deep ripper. It's one of those jobs you do like every couple of years. Run the ripper across the field there just to break up the compaction. Okay, like I said, we're just going to throw a hired worker on that for now. Let the Big Bud handle that job. And then let's hop over to our manure spreading tractor here. We got the 411.56 on that job. And like I was saying, let's see if we can set this up with auto drive. I don't see why not here. So we're going to have to do... Question is, which one is it? Is it that one, I wonder? thinking it's maybe this one. So we're going to go back to field 2. And then for loading, it's going to be under default here, the everything is silo. And yes, we want slurry. And then we're going to turn on course play mode here. And then for course play, actually, you know what? I think, can I use a hired worker? I might be able to use a hired worker for this too. Let me see what a hired worker does here first, everyone. Otherwise, if this doesn't work, then I got to set up a course play course for the field. No, you know what? Actually, what we need to do here too. This will never work if we have them just set to buying it, right? Let's go to our settings here, somewhere in here. Oh, right here. Fill fertilizer, slurry, off. Under this here, by the way, if you had animal pens, Evan, you should be able to select the animal pens. Now, again, we don't have any animal pens on this map. Reminder here, I did remove the ones the map started us with. Again, wasn't planning on doing any animals on this map. We did quite a few animals on the previous map, Evan. In fact, I think we did every single animal that's available in the game, so I think that's enough for animals here, at least for this map anyway. We'll see. So maybe next map we'll get into some other animals, Evan, but... Oh, yeah, so that is going down. That's what we want to see. And then we'll see once if auto drive kicks in here when he's empty. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. Like I said, I might have to switch that over to course play. Then course play, that should work. Nope. Lower it down a little quicker. Okay, let's head over to the comment section here in a moment. See what you folks had to say here for last episode. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, I always enjoy reading all your comments. So again, if you got something to say, throw it down below. Starting off with the first one here from Dustin. Dustin was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. Christopher was saying, I'm first and keeping up baby April. Speaking of baby April, she has not been joining us much here for the videos here as of late. Again, kind of been hitting during her nap time here. But don't worry, she is still joining us here for the live streams yet. So for those of you who join us on our live streams, she is still there. And again, a reminder for our live streams, we usually live stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Usually around that 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone time. So again, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. With daylight savings at the moment, right? Mike was saying to use the right mouse button for the fifth wheel. And then also I would add on to that there with what Mike was saying, you also got to make sure you're like under the right control category on that truck there as well. I'm not even sure, I don't know, what did all those controls do again? It's like, was there 5 or 6 different control categories on that truck? I've never seen that before on anything. I wonder where you actually like got to toggle between different control groups for different mouse controls. It's like, oh my goodness. Never seen that before. That was a new one on me, everyone. But yeah, once you know that, it works pretty good. And that truck we're talking about here, by the way, I believe that's this one right here, right? So this truck right here. Oh, it's a lizard. Okay, it actually says lizard on it. I believe that's so it can be safe to put on the consoles, I'm assuming. Or unless maybe that might just be so it's safe to put on the official Farming Simulator mod hub, too. I'm not sure on that. This obviously, I believe, is a Peterbilt here. I guess that means Peter built it, right? But yeah, if you look up in the control group here, you see a little number 1 above it. I've never seen that before. But yeah, if you cycle through here, everyone, then it goes to number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, so there is 6 of them. And I don't remember what each one does here. This is, seat position, hitch adjustment, side color. I don't know what do you mean side color selection? I'm not sure. Triaxle. Yeah, we don't have one, so that probably doesn't do anything. Color, LED lights, front suspension. Yeah, then actually, oh yeah, seat position, hitch adjustment too, color. Yeah, there's, oh my goodness, yeah. Bit ridiculous there if you ask me on that one. How are we looking over here, by the way? 74%. Wow, he's got quite a bit of manure in there yet. And a reminder here again, there's no crop planted on that field. And even if there was, I don't think that changes how manure gets applied. Even as far as I know, manure is pretty much just like a straight, flat rate. You can, I believe, adjust that rate if you want to. It just uses more manure then, which, I mean, hey, why not, right? I guess you can. I've just left it, it's putting down whatever it normally puts down. I haven't changed anything with the settings on that one, everyone. JW was saying you can move the fifth wheel. Can't remember which button, though. Yeah, I think it was a control group 2. Either 2 or 3, I think. And then, yeah, mouse controls, of course. Just the secret there, of course, Evan, is you have to be on the right control group for your mouse to work on the proper, what you're trying to change, which, of course, the hitch location there, the fifth wheel plate location. Kind of goes back to something I complained about before, though, one. Like, okay, all this extra fluff on the truck, kind of cool. But are you ever going to use it, right? I mean, like, how many people in the game are changing their seat location? For one thing, I guess there's not very much equipment that actually lets you do that, so there's that, right? But still, even if you can change your seat location, like, how many people are actually changing their seat location? So, like, why even bother with some of this stuff sometimes? All it does is cause general annoyance and confusion and cause problems with other mods a lot of times. Yeah, like, nah, just skip it. Well, Evan, I don't know if the manure spreader here is going to unload in time for us to actually see if this is going to work over here or not. We'll just have to kind of keep an eye on it here. The rate he's going and unloading here, I might have to let you folks know next episode if the hired worker works here or not, or if we had to switch over to course play. Oh, and a couple things to note on this field here that we're planting with wheat, everyone. First off, we didn't plow this field. We did cultivate it, or high-speed disc, which is shallow cultivation. I don't remember if shallow cultivation does much in the way of weed control, everyone. I know if you cultivate does help with weed control. I don't remember how much, but we did not plow this field, so we are going to end up with weeds on this field, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And in fact, maybe when we're done, we'll just run the harrow across the field just to kind of like take care of the problem before it shows up, right? Amazing how that works. If only that worked that well in real life. We got a couple of organic fields around where I live where I can definitely show you folks that hoe doesn't work all that well. So the fact that it actually works that well in the game, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. No idea, but it does. So. Okay, looks like that's all the comments here as of now. Again, like I said, enjoy reading all your comments. So if you got something to say, throw it down below. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention earlier, too, Evan, if you'd like to join us on our multiplayer servers, you can find our multiplayer server information down below in the description there. Again, anyone is welcome to join as long as you can play nicely and follow them rules. And on a lot of the live streams, by the way, we are usually on the multiplayer server. Not always. We do occasionally live stream on this map here as well. But a lot of times, multiplayer, everyone, we're doing the live streams. And it just kind of makes sense to me, doing single player here on the YouTube videos, and then we do multiplayer over on the live stream. So kind of got a little bit of a separation that way. And for those who want more RDAllen content, we can always go back and watch the previous live streams there as well. I don't remember for exactly how long. I think like 2 weeks or something like that they're available. Twitch isn't quite like YouTube where, it just keeps it indefinitely, right? Okay, well, anyway, I've been looking at time. I think with that, we better wrap it up here for today's episode. You folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time.